Hey, I want to talk to you about a technique called shading accent. Now, what is shading accent? All right, well, I've already talked to you about how to create a shadow that looks real using makeup and how to do preliminary shading, like using a darker shade of foundation on areas where you know you're going to be applying your shading color eventually, all right? But let's say you've applied your preliminary shading using a darker shade of foundation, and then you've created your darker shading color by mixing brown and gray into your foundation. And let's say you're shading under your cheekbones, so you're going to push that in right there after you've done the preliminary shading. All right, so first it's the preliminary shading using the darker shade of foundation, and then you do the shading color in the area that you want to shade. Now you have to then go beyond that after you have powdered that area. All right, you've powdered that area, and you now have the opportunity to even deepen that area further by doing what we call shading accent. Now, how do you do that? Well, you can actually use a cream shadow that's darker than your actual shading color. All right, but I don't prefer to do that, all right, because you've already powdered. So I would prefer that you did what I do, and that is to select an eyeshadow, all right, that is dark enough, all right, like a dark brown or a taupe. Taupe is beautiful because it is brown and it has gray in it, so it's perfect, all right, to do accents. So where do you apply a shading accent color? You've done your preliminary shading, you've applied your shading color under your cheekbones here, and you've slimmed down your face. Now you want to push your cheekbones in even further, or you want to shade your ears even further. What do? You select, as I've just said, a color that is pressed, dry and pressed. Typically, it is taupe or warm brown or a mixture of the two. Those are eyeshadows, all right? And you apply it in the area that you want it to appear to be the deepest and most recessed area, all right? That, in a nutshell, is very simple. It's shading accent. You are accenting your shading with a darker color that will push that area in even deeper, creating more drama and more contour. And you heard it first, right here from Joe Blasco.